When you're setting up for the seated hamstring curl, you've actually got 4 adjustment pins that you can use to get the ideal setup. So you've got the backrest, and all these pins you just pull in the direction that they're facing. So I'll pull this one up. I've got this, so we'll get to this one last. This one will change the angle and the range. So normally we want as much range and as stretch as possible. So I normally like to set this one up pretty high. But then, depending on the length of your shin, you can adjust this one to either shorter or longer so that you've got the best leverage through the back of the leg. And lastly, once we've got this ideal setup, we can hook in, and if this is a bit tight, we can lift this up and that will bring it off our legs. But before we start the movement, we need to clamp it down to our quads. That's gonna make sure that we get the best stretch out of the movement. And so from here, I can start my sets. So I'm gonna start my set with my legs not even resting at the top, and that encourages the most amount of stretch, and it makes you really wanna bail at the end of the set, so you'll be working really hard. With my hands, I'm actually gonna push myself away. You can push yourself forward, and that encourages more of a stretch to the back of the leg, but you're gonna get the strongest position by pushing yourself away into this back pad and pulling from there. I encourage you to play with both, and you'll find your preference, which feels the best and that you feel the strongest and most stable in. When setting up for the short range bias 1.5 hamstring curls, we're going to biasing the short range, which means we will have an explosive concentric. We're gonna pause every time we hit this bottom position, just for 2 seconds. Then we're gonna come back out halfway, pull back in, pause for 2, and then go all the way to the top. So that's 1 rep. We've got sets of 6 to 10 of these reps. We really want to push these. So our first set is 1 rep in reserve, second is 1, and last set we want to push this all the way to a maximum effort. So 0 reps in reserve, to the point where even on my last rep, I can't even get all the way to a full squeeze, and I'm just going to try and do that half anyway. And it doesn't matter if it's not great, as long as it's only that last rep where we're really pushing it. I'd recommend only starting with 2 sets, maybe moving on to 3 in the future. And then our last set, we're going to do a set of 28. So we've got 7 full reps, then we've got 7 reps at the bottom range, then we go 7 at the top at a full stretch, and then we've got 7 more in that full range of motion. And I want you to just drop the weight as fast as possible to keep that set going, to maximize it. Put the pin up the littlest amount, the littlest fraction of weight that you can, so that the intensity stays really high for this final set.